Hello students, welcome back to our new video. I, Dr. Ghazala Bhoje, Associate Professor from GM Women's College. Today we will be speaking about yet another topic and issues in relevance with environment and society. Let us proceed. We will be speaking about regional diversities, especially with reference to the colonial period. When we speak about regional diversities in India during the colonial period, the literature reviews, the archaeological data, the history, the chronological data available in history does highlight, and we do witness that there were several rulers, migrations happened from different countries, and this led to many diversities, many religion and languages existing in India. And we all know diversity is one of the uniqueness of India. Example, if we speak about the city of Mumbai, we see that it's a cosmopolitan city where we see people from all caste, class, religion, language from different locations, and even people who travel from abroad. People are settling down in Mumbai city, even coming and basing themselves from abroad. Now, what does region actually mean? Region means a particular area of part of the world or any of large official areas into which country is divided. We go ahead with the topic of nation building. Now, nation building is a lengthy process. It undergoes through several wars, migration, presence of variety of leaders, their influence, and events through which nations get constructed. So basically, when we speak about nation building, it's not something which happens suddenly. It is a lengthy process which involves many factors, like as we said, it is either war, migration. If there is war, migration is going to happen. There will be leaders, their influence, their talks on the population, and which does lead into a construction of a nation. Now, according to Benedict Ederson, he said that it's a nation is an imagined community built and existing for the people. Now, it is definite or a defined territory recognized by other countries with proper geographical areas, the areas bounding, proper setting of areas which are segregated from the other on the whole. Now, existing literature reveals that from 2600 to 2000 BCE, India had a highly developed urbanized society, and the witness of it is the Indus civilization, which existed in the northern section of the subcontinent according to the archaeological evidence. We all know that Indus Valley civilization, the archaeological data, the pictures, the images, the studies has depicted that it was a highly urbanized society. Now, we go ahead with S.M. Michael. According to him, cultural inputs and influences of India came from ancient Indian tribes, the urbanized Indus Valley, and several other groups like Aryans, Greeks, Huns, who arrived before the 7th century. Between the 7th and the 12th century, many groups including like the Arabs, the Persian, the Turks, Afghans and Mongols also entered, adding to the diversity and influencing the culture of India. India simultaneously is also surrounded by different borders. There are six nation borders which surrounds India, and it is also one third of its coastline. Like Pakistan borders on the northwest, Nepal, China, Bhutan, Myanmar on the east, which we also say as Burma. Further going ahead, there also exists Arabian Sea to the west, Bay of Bengal to the east, which encircles much of India's territory. India also has Lakshadweep, the Arabian Sea, Andaman Nicobar Island between the Bay of Bengal and Andaman Sea. We see it has a union territory made up completely of islands. The independence struggle, which brought about major democracy, cultural influence, ethnicity, indigenous group. The British established direct administration in the Indian subcontinent in the year around 1858, and it resulted in political and economic unity of the region. When British authority ended up in 1947, the subcontinent was divided into two countries, namely India and Pakistan. The anti-colonial struggle and modern India artistic renaissances were both reflection of the people's craving for a national identity. Anti-colonial resistance took shape of cultural movement which blossomed into anti-colonial mobilization in the sphere of consciousness. Independence movement was a movement in which large scale of participation of women was also observed. When we speak about India, the diversities, we do speak about caste. Caste system is an unjust practice which does exist in India. Yet it is followed rigorously in various parts of India and families also. There are issues like honor killing, which can be seen as outcome of discrimination due to caste system. Now, caste system is based on ascribed status and not achieved status. In the village context, there is just not one caste but subcaste existing too. The complexity of the problem is that there exist few villages even today where all the resident belongs to one caste particularly. The British role was very clear, whereby they did not interfere or try to disturb the existing caste structure. They had few of their benefits, their hidden agendas also behind it. When we speak about the caste, we go to tribes, the indigenous, the ethnic group of India. The tribal population are said to be the original inhabitants of the world. Even today, it is only the tribes who have the traditional knowledge of different flora, fauna in the forest. They also have unique cultural practices which is of the period of earliest humankind. The British had their own role to play in worsening the condition of tribes. The tribes in colonial period were labeled as criminal tribes through 1871 Act. This resulted in creating a typical stereotype, a stigma against them, where they were always looked into kind of criminal activities and some kind of antisocial activities. Today, the tribal identity articulation has been a process led from within the tribal community. It is also led by growing middle class. In recent time, the tribal way of life faces challenges by other dominating group like the industrialists who want to make more profits, grow capitalism and hence creating problem or displacing the tribes. Real estate, the politicians, demands imposed by development and infrastructure. This articulation has taken the shape of demands for political autonomy, freedom, as well as attempts to assure the preservation and development of tribal language, customs, and their culture, their indigenous, their ethnicity, their cultural norms, bonds, their attachment to the environment, henceforth. When we go ahead to the concept to the regional diversities in India, like we spoke about the caste, we speak about the tribes. When we move ahead, we know religion is a major institution, an important institution which impacts the diversity of India. It impacts the everyday lives and decisions of individuals. The impact of religion can also be seen when we see numbers of followers, cults, spiritual gurus, and these things are developing every day with the things of modernization, industrialization, etc. Now in India, we have different religion belief system and which play a lot of hold in our day-to-day life, in our festivals which can be visualized, the rituals, etc. Now the census data of India 2011 does highlight and gives the number of all religion in percentage wise and in crores. Now, as I've said, or when we are speaking about diversity, language is an important tool towards the existing diversity which is existing, and we do have segregations, we do associate ourselves with the languages along with our religion. The uniqueness about India is that we have rich culture. This can be viewed from the large number of languages we have. There are 121 languages and 270 mother tongues in total. In our country, large sections of people are multilingual or bilingual. One of the direct impact of colonization has been upon the language, and we can see English is still holds a lot of importance in India, the Indian education. It is the most widely used spoken language in India. Now, when we are using English still after the colonial period as the main spoken language all over in India, we can see that it has a positive and negative effect. Okay. Now, what does it do? It sidelines the local Indian language through education, through market, through mass media, in the form of television, print, digital media, and now, of course, the social media. But the positive side is that it is taught in schools, colleges, and even separate courses being offered with specialization and which has a lot of job accessibility. So it does help to overcome to a few extent unemployment. Youngsters have benefited from English language, and today Indians are able to travel a wide range of countries and even work in other countries. With remote jobs, they are even able to stay in India and work for other countries, which we see in the forms of either KPOs or the existing BPOs. The food, the diversity, one of the major aspects of the diversity fact of India will be food. Indian food has great deal of geographical variation, although all meals consist mainly of regional staple food like rice, chapati, bajras, that is the millet, the dals, but we see it has a traditional pattern which is followed by each region, religion, etc. We have Common things like making pickle, jam, storage, uh, preservations used, which are there for a long period of time. We also notice that there is also practice of digging a hole and keeping root vegetables in places like Ladakh to use it for a long period of time. The Indian culture is so rich that food is not just consumed, but it is also offered to gods and goddesses. Okay, like sprinkle water offering to the goddesses. It keeps us reminding that water is a symbol of life. We need to respect, we need to love our nature and protect our nature. Genetic variations in India. There exist different groups, races in India. Some studies point out that there are nearly 4,500 anthropologically well defined communities, and it is regarded as a treasure of genetic and evolutionary biologists, which has caste, tribe, religious groups. Endogamy, language, culture, physical characteristic, geographic, climatical location, genetic architecture are all unique to each community. These circumstances lead to India's specific genetic variant. As a result, Indian population origins and affinities as well as health and illness situation necessitates comprehensive and advanced genetic study. The genomes of Indian resident provides evidence of ancient Indian dispersal settlements which has been widely studied in both conventional and genomic analysis. Let us we have looked into the regional diversity, especially with reference to colonial, where we highlighted the main factors, the main characteristics which do speak about the diversities in form of caste, in form of tribals, the language, the religion, the genetics, and this has helped us making India unique where its diversity is concerned. According to Joshi, further improvement in India could take place if there is collaboration between science, culture, and universe. Unity in diversity is nourished and celebrated. These are few of the references from which the unit is written, the video is made, and the things are easily available in the university library, on the websites, the mentions are there. I would request the students to please explore even more references, add to their knowledge, and enhance more reading material in relation to regional diversity, especially in during the colonial era. I will see you all soon in the next video. Thank you, students. Good day.